Hello, folks. We're back for our second segment. This is Athletes Incorporated. I'm Harold. This is my son, Trey. We're going to talk about some things here on the second segment. We're going to finish with LeBron James' legacy, what we think he should do, what we think will happen. What do you think, Trey, about his legacy that he's going to leave?
Me personally, I think he's the greatest basketball player of all time. And one of the stats I just found, so LeBron James, every team he's been on, he's elevated. 20 to 40 game averages, okay? Michael Jordan left the Bulls and went to the Chicago White Sox. I think he did that for 2 years or 1 year. Do you know how many game differential they lost? 2 games.
Wow.
Changed them for two. It changed them losing 2 games or winning 2 games. So you look at LeBron James and what he brings to a basketball team, you could put him on the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets would be the AC right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we got to stop talking about him and Jordan. They're 2 separate players, but I think LeBron James is far more a dominant force. And I think he's going to stay in Cleveland. I don't think he's – I think something has happened during this series that LeBron James has realized that going to L.A. or going somewhere else really isn't – it's just not a good look. And I think he's going to stay in Cleveland. And I think that's why he's fighting so hard.
Yeah. Well, folks, my take on it is a little bit more old school than Trey's. We have come to the point in basketball, professional basketball, that so much time has passed now that I think we have to say who was the greatest player in their era. Because the people who will want to say that Jordan is better than LeBron will eventually they'll come back to telling you how many rings. Well, you can't do that, folks. If you were just going to go on rings, there's no one that can even be put in the same breath with Bill Russell.
Or Robert Horry. And Robert Horry is a nobody.
But Bill Russell, yeah. And, but Horry wasn't a star. I'm talking about people who were these stars. No one can be put in the same breath with Bill Russell. That's like people who know their history. There's no athlete that can be put in the same breath when you talk about an all-around athlete, the all-around best, which means multiple sports, not just 2. Multiple sports. There's not the same breath with Jackie Robinson.
Right.
You look it up, folks. The greatest all-around athlete that has ever walked the planet. But back to LeBron's legacy. I think that the reason why he's not saying much, I think, Trey, I think you're right. I think he's going to stay in Cleveland. Father Time catches everyone, folks. And you can only put so many miles on that body. I don't believe that he will be able to play at this level for more than 2 seasons. And I think that is really giving him a lot more time than it might be. That's not a conservative estimate. Conservative estimate is 1 more year.
Right.
He might have 2 more years. Why go somewhere else for 2 years, maybe not win, and taint your legacy? Now, you've already left Cleveland once. You're the greatest athlete ever to come, maybe all time, but definitely ever to come out of the state of Ohio. And they have some great athletes. The thing with LA, terrible. If you look at the teams that are on the East Coast, Boston surely wouldn't let him come in and disrupt what they got going on. Philly, too young.
Right.
They're not going to let him come in and disrupt what they have going on. Why would you go to New York? There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Nothing. Or you're going to go back to Miami?
Which is a terrible. If I were him, I would want to go to Milwaukee.
You know.
That would be the best place.
Well, you could go, but I don't think you would want to take a chance on him affecting the Greek Freak the way he did Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
The time has come for him to really start looking at what's going to go on beyond basketball.
Right.
So,
and he's got 3 rings, right? He's got 3 rings. He won 1 with the Cavs and 2 with the Heat, correct?
Or did he win 2 with the Cavs?
No, one.
I thought he had 4.
Cavs.
He only has 3. He has 3.
We're gonna have to look that up, folks. We'll let you know.
Yeah. But he has 3 or 4, and that's enough. And he's still, for his era, he's still the GOAT. But we'll see what goes on with him.
Real quick, I wanted the last week the first team, second team, and third team of basketball all came out. So I just want to list that off to you, folks. First team: LeBron James, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant. Second team: the Greek Freak, Russell Westbrook, Joel Embiid, LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan. Third team, Steph Curry, Victor Oladipo, Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, Paul George. Anybody left out?
No, those 15 are great.
That's the great
and you might plug them in different spots,
right?
But those 15 are probably the best 15 players.
And just speaking of plugging in different spots, I actually have Russell Westbrook and Damian Lillard switching first team to second team.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's spot on.
On that all-rookie team.
The all-rookie team, they don't have the all-rookie team, but Donovan Mitchell for the Utah Jazz.
I saw one of the all-rookie teams that someone had already
Yeah.
picked, and they had, from the Utah Jazz, of course,
Donovan
they had
Mitchell.
Jason Tatum, who I think is just unbelievable. They also included Ben Simmons, even though it's his second, but it really is his first year.
Yeah.
He didn't get to play.
Right.
You have some young players that are just
coming
phenomenal.
up.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
coming up.
just phenomenal.
And I think that's another reason why LeBron's only going to have to hold on for so much longer.
Yeah.
All these young players. So you also, folks, the Kentucky Derby was out, and the Preakness on your birthday in 19.
Now, folks, I don't know if you know, but 2 years ago, American Pharoah won the Triple Crown, and of course they didn't see another one coming for quite some time. But we have Justified won the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. So now, if he wins that Belmont Stakes, we would have a Triple Crown winner almost back to back, which is really different.
June 9th, I think it is. It's in June.
It's somewhere in June.
It's
Belmont Stakes.
Yeah, so
but now Belmont, that's the one is the long run.
Right.
So we'll see whether he has that kind of stamina that he can hold up over that distance. This won't be a sprint. This will be a distance. But he looks to be the class of 3-year-olds right now. With said racing something, it all sets up for the rights to the breeding.
Right.
So that's what it
Which
sets
is
up.
what the big money.
Yeah,
that's the
millions
big money right
and
there.
millions of dollars, folks. That when you said that he sired whoever, but that. Now, man, we're going to talk a little bit about the women's NC2A softball, which is just great, folks.
It's great, folks. Actually, one of my favorite games was Florida hit a walk-off home run to beat Texas A&M, and it was heartbreaking to see those girls. But there's 2 brackets, and the first bracket, Oregon, Oklahoma, Washington, Arizona State all have 0 losses. The second bracket is Florida, UCLA, Florida State, and Georgia. They all have 0 losses. They're still playing, folks. It's on ESPN2. There's actually 2 games today. I don't remember who's playing today, but Oklahoma's the heavy favorite, and they have a pitcher who I was watching at work who's phenomenal.
Well, folks, I'm going to tell you to be in that type of elite competition and have a undefeated record at this point in the season is really unbelievable. And it brings to mind for me the women's softball now has come back to the prominence of back in the 70s, folks, and of course a lot of the folks watching this might not have been born by then, but in the 70s, before the women were actually bought out and came to the NCAA, they had their own thing, for women, by women, run by women, called the AIAW. And that was the last time that I saw this kind of fervor with women's softball. I went to the College World Series at that time back in the 70s. It was really something. And that they play in Oklahoma in their own venue. Wow, it's going to become.
And the baseball World Series starts June 1st, folks. It starts June 4th, so I'll be talking about that. So
and they're still playing some of the playoff games, folks. Yeah. And you have to think that it's probably 50-50 with the guys now in professional baseball that play a little bit of college baseball as opposed to coming through the farm systems. But still, the farm system's great, folks, because you got to think, Judge, he came through the farm system.
Right.
So did Giancarlo Stanton, right?
Yeah.
He came through the farm system. But a lot of the pitchers now are going to get a little bit of seasoning and play college baseball. But it's really fun to watch them. I probably enjoy the girls softball more than I do college men's baseball, and this might sound funny, but the reason why I don't really avoid the men's baseball.
What?
That little aluminum bat, tink.
Oh yeah.
And there's nothing like the sound of that wood.
That Louisville slugger.
Yeah. Yesterday, Judge hit a monster home run way up in the upper decks. They didn't think it was going to come down, and the way that ball sounds when it comes off, it's just hard to beat baseball in the summer, folks. The fields, you look at any of them, just the green, it's so just beautiful. Beautiful day to get out. Rockies are in first place,
Yep.
folks. You need to get out and support them and see them. If that bullpen can hold up, Rockies might have. So I think they're going to the playoffs anyway.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Even if they dropped to a wild card. But
And
that's-
OTA, real quick, OTA started. All 30 teams are rocking. We'll have more to that in the coming weeks. But OTAs for football started too, for all you football guys out there. But we got to close up shop.
Okay, third segment, we're going to talk about this week's controversial subject. I think we all know what it is.